It is late on a September night in Chicago. The clock reads just past 10:15 p.m. when a call comes into the Chicago Police Department, a report of a man armed with a gun in the 7100 block of South Jeffrey Boulevard. The neighborhood is quiet, streetlights casting long shadows across empty sidewalks, but the tension begins to build instantly. Patrol units respond swiftly, their dashcams rolling, bodycams clipped and ready to capture every moment. The address is broadcast repeatedly across radio traffic. Officers close in, scanning the area. Their flashlights cut through the dim light, beams swinging across parked cars and narrow alleys. Then, movement is spotted. A man matching the description emerges, later identified as 31-year-old Rakeem Kendall. The moment officers approach, Kendall reacts. Instead of complying, he bolts. The body cams capture the sudden sprint as he dashes into the street, his figure illuminated in headlights. In seconds, danger escalates. A black SUV, unable to stop in time, strikes Kendall mid-run. The impact sends him crashing to the pavement. For a moment, everything freezes. The sound of metal against bone, the thud of body against asphalt. But just as quickly, Kendall scrambles back to his feet. His hands move fast, and officers see it clearly: a firearm. He brandishes the weapon, lifting it in the direction of the initiating officer. Bodycams record the shouted commands, urgent and forceful. Drop the gun, put it down. Kendall does not obey. One officer fires, the sharp crack echoing through the night. But the round misses, the bullet striking somewhere beyond Kendall. The suspect remains on his feet, gun still in hand. The chase resumes, the tension climbing higher. Kendall pushes forward, running hard down Jeffrey Boulevard, adrenaline carrying him despite the recent collision. Officers pursue, radios alive with calls for backup. Armed suspect fleeing, shots fired, still armed. Every second is volatile. The distance between life and death shrinks with each turn Kendall makes. At one point, he twists back toward the officers, gun still raised. Another officer takes the shot, but again, he is not struck. The pursuit continues. The chase veers off South Jeffrey, deeper into the residential blocks. Body cams shake with the rhythm of boots hitting pavement, voices layered with commands, the glow of streetlights flashing past. The manhunt now moves toward South Cyril Avenue, where the final confrontation is about to unfold. Kendall runs with a staggering gait, the earlier impact from the SUV clearly slowing him. But his determination to escape remains. The gun is never far from view, glinting in the night as he grips it tightly. Officers trail closely, calling out his location across radio channels. The urgency is unmistakable. Suspect armed, gun in hand, fleeing eastbound. Neighbors begin peeking out from porches and windows, the commotion impossible to ignore. Flashing lights flood the area as additional units move in. The sound of sirens grows louder, echoing off the brick buildings that line the street. Every corner of the neighborhood feels the weight of what's happening. An armed man running through their block, officers right behind. Kendall stumbles again, clutching his side, but he doesn't drop the weapon. Instead, he turns abruptly, twisting toward the officers with the gun raised once more. Body cams record the critical seconds, officers shouting, warnings, muzzles trained on him. The tension spikes as another shot is fired, but it misses, splintering into the night. Kendall seizes the chance, spinning and bolting down South Cyril Avenue. The chase grows more chaotic. Officers spread out, cutting angles, trying to contain the suspect without endangering bystanders. The body cam footage is relentless, heavy breathing, urgent commands, the sudden shifts of flashlights as they scan for Kendall's next move. At one point, an officer shouts, "Drop the gun now, you're gonna get hurt." But the commands go ignored. Near the 7100 block of South Cyril, Kendall finally slows. The collision with the SUV, the repeated sprints, and the weight of the weapon seem to be taking their toll. Officers converge from multiple directions. Their voices overlap. "Hands up, drop it, on the ground." The suspect hesitates, shifting his stance, his breathing ragged. Cameras capture the tense standoff, every second stretched thin. Finally, officers close in. Kendall is tackled, wrestled to the pavement. The gun is knocked loose and secured instantly. The body cams show the struggle as officers pin him down, cuffing his hands behind his back. The threat is neutralized. A Glock .40 caliber pistol with a blue steel finish, extended magazine, and 6.0 2-inch barrel is recovered. Alongside it, officers seize multiple multicolored Ziploc baggies filled with a green leafy substance suspected cannabis. The scene is secured, weapons bagged, evidence logged. The pursuit that began on Jeffrey Boulevard ends here on South Cyril Avenue with Kendall in custody. But the story doesn't end on the street. Paramedics are called to the scene. Despite being struck by the SUV and falling multiple times during the chase, Kendall's injuries appear minor. He is conscious, breathing heavily, his face grimacing as medical staff examine him under the glow of flashing lights. Officers step back as paramedics lift him onto a stretcher, preparing transport to a nearby hospital. Radio chatter slows. Supervisors arrive, questioning officers, gathering details. Body cams continue to roll, documenting the entire process, the evidence, recovery, the suspect's arrest, the moment-by-moment handling of the high-stakes pursuit. The community watches from behind police tape, whispers spreading about the armed man who ran through their block that night. The suspect taken into custody alive, the weapon recovered. The footage will not remain static. It will be studied in detail, frame by frame, both for accountability to the public and as training for those who will face similar situations in the future. It serves as a stark example of how quickly events can escalate when an armed suspect refuses to surrender, how warnings, commands, and opportunities to stop can collapse into seconds of chaos.